Hey, welcome back to the channel, the Model Building Corner. I'm Joe. Hope everybody had a safe New Year's Eve celebration last night. It's the first day of 2025, so it's time to get cracking on the first kit of 2025. So let me get Jim here, see what I've been trying to figure out, and get your opinion. So stay tuned. Alright, so this is what I'm going to get started on. Most of you said do the dark first. One person said do the truck first. Maybe two people, but anyway, most people want to see the Dodge Dart, Hemi Dart done first for the USACC build. I have kind of a plan of what I want to do with this. It's not written in stone because I'm not sure if I could pull it off. But my plan is that I want to do, I mean, everybody's doing something different. And I want to be different. I don't want to do, what somebody else is doing. But that's kind of hard when you got so many people building the same kit. So my idea was to go with a sleeper. I wanted to do the Hemi engine, but I don't want to run the Hemi scoop. I think that with this setup, it's impossible because this one has that, I don't know what they call it in Chrysler's, that cross ram intake with the carburetors set offset. So it has to have the hood scoop to clear. So I started thinking, well, why can't I was looking at the Hemi in this 68 Charger kit, and it's a dual carb, but they're in line. Maybe it's not as high as the cross ram intake. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build up both blocks. I'll build the block for this, I'll build the block for that, and then I'll see how the intake sits. Maybe I could just use the intake and carbs off of this kit and put it on this one. I want to try to get it lower so that I can run the stock flat hood. If it doesn't work, fine. It'll be a sleeper with a 440 because that's still a big block. So the other engine the option on this is the 440. So that's my plan for that. I was going to do it like a patinaed thing, like it was built years after, but then I just did that with the Impala. So I'm going to go as a clean, brand new car, maybe a couple of years old. Good paint, no stripes, no markings on it. But it's going to have either the big block or the Hemi in there, which are both big blocks. But it's either going to have the 440 or the Hemi because it's going to have a flat hood. Nothing crazy. Wheels, okay? Sleeper, you got to have steel wheels. So, again, I robbed 3 kits to try to make my plan for this. So I've already stolen the steel wheels out of this kit. I think these went on, I don't remember what I stole the wheels out of for this one, but this one came with some steel wheels and I stole them already. But this one had some steel wheels, but they're not really correct for a 68, I don't think. It's this style, which I'm assuming they call it the Police series. This is them right there. Let me change glasses so I can see. So this is them right there. They're slotted. Okay. I could dechrome these, paint them body color, or paint them black, because you know it could be, well, these wouldn't come on that car. It's a 68. Those aren't available yet. Well, maybe the car is a couple years old. Maybe the owner had issues with the wheels, took it back to the dealership, and they found there was a problem with the wheels, and maybe they changed them to what they had in stock. Right? It's plausible. And I've got center caps also that'll stay chrome, but the center cap can go on the wheel. The other option I got, oh, I didn't make sure that these would go in there first off. I don't think they're going to. Let me yank one of these off. We might be back to square one. They're both Revell kits, so. No, they're not going to work with those tires, so I might have to, if you guys think that this is the option, I'll have to steal a set of tires out of something also. Here's my other option. I got these steel wheels. They're not Chrysler steel wheels, but will you really be able to tell? I don't know. Do they have valve stems molded in? You have got to be kidding me. There's no way that that's a valve stem molded in. But I gotta believe it. I'm looking right at it. There's a valve stem molded in that wheel. I have never seen that before. These wheels came out of the 31 pickup. The 1950 Chevy pickup. So yeah, I know that these wheels wouldn't be correct either, but are you really going to be able to tell once they're painted body color and on the car? The Chrysler center cap will fit, no problem. I might just sand this flat. Golly, I'm sorry, guys. I may just sand this a little bit flat instead of it rounded, so that the center cap will sit on there better once glued. But I think, you know, it'll work. So that's my idea for that. I'm thinking these instead of these. So give me your opinion on that. And in the meantime, I'm going to start cleaning up parts on this thing and do my sub-assemblies and see if I can get the engine to work. So stay tuned. All right, so just in the time that it took me to take a little break and edit what I've done so far, I've already come to the conclusion that, you know what, the 440 is still a big block. It's still a powerful engine for this little Dart. So I am going to make my sleeper out of the 440. I'm going to avoid all of that issue with trying to fit the Hemi in there. And my goal of this build is what I mentioned in my Model Cars and Coffee when I answered Paul's community question. My focus on this kit is going to be to do the cleanest possible job that I've ever done. So I have to focus on getting these parts nice and clean and not skipping or missing what I would normally do, what I would normally miss. So with that said, I'm not sure what all I'm going to need out of these chrome parts. I think I need some, let's see, I'm not sure what I'm going to need in here. Let's see what I need in here. Might as well just throw it all in there. Well, let's see. See, this is weird. Is this for a whole different car? I guess I need to read the directions because something would go here. So I'm going to just strip it all. So it looks like they got most of the parts for the Hemi in a separate bag. And what I can tell, let's see. So for the Hemi, I guess because that would be painted probably black, that is separate from the rear bumper. And on the 440 car, they tell you to use this one because I guess it would have the fancier trim and stuff. So that's the one I'm going to use, even though I'm going to dechrome it. When I rechrome it, it'll look nice. It'll look super nice. So I don't need those parts. So I don't need to dechrome that one. But I will rechrome this. And the other thing I like about being able to rechrome this stuff is sometimes the bumpers, I mean, you can see flaws in it. And if you're not going to dechrome it, when you go to clean it up, you're going to lose the chrome. So it's better to see like this stuff down here. And so it's better to dechrome it. I'm not gonna dechrome the center console thingy. I can't make out what these are. What is that? Oh, mirrors. Yeah, I don't need to dechrome the mirrors. Or the door handles. The wiper motor, definitely. It's funny. You get a Revell kit that doesn't come with a master cylinder or a brake booster, but then you get a Revell kit that comes with a wiper motor. But anyway, so that's that. So I will leave this for a couple of hours. I should really clean this. It just sits on my shelf and collects dust. Well, how did I get the instructions all wet? That's not good. So for my 440 Magnum engine, we need to get those parts off the trees and cleaned up and ready to go. The 440 is 53 and 54, which is these right here. I wonder what John from Canada is doing today. All right. Whoops. Whoopsie. How do we fit? Like a glove. Alright, so I can throw this together and then clean it up after the glue dries because everything seals real nice. No gaps. So, alright. Oh, jeez. Alright, so I'll set that aside for a minute. Let's take care of this while I got the tree in my hand. I'm really digging these new files. Let's clean that up a little bit. You know what I don't see on this kit? I don't see flash, which is pretty cool. I mean, those were just the connecting points. More pre-assembly complete. Where's the rest of my faux foamy parts? Whoops. Gonna lose a shock. Oh. Alright. Oil pan. Intake. What else? Wow, we've got a transmission oil pan. That is sweet. It says it's number 60, but that says 61. Oh no, you're right. The directions were right. I was looking at the oil pan. Alright, I'm not going to take the belts off yet. We need our heads. Fuely heads and a hearse on the floor. She's waiting tonight down in the parking lot outside the 7-Eleven store. Me and my partner, son, he built her straight out of scratch. And he rides with me from town to town. Alright, what is this? Oh, that is the ugliest distributor I have ever seen. Again, look at that. Focus. How am I going to wire that? Simple. We're going to drill right through it. But, yeah, so let's handle this. Let's get some parts cleaned up. We only run for the money, got no strings attached. We shut 'em up and then we shut 'em down. Tonight, the strip's just right. Gonna blow 'em off in my first heat. That looks good. That looks good. Really nothing on here. What is this? What is that? What? Ooh. That looks like a little nub to put a fuel line on. Am I going to do that for the first time? What is this? I don't know. Alright. Ugly oil filter. Alright. And you know what the biggest problem is? Is that freaking ugly distributor goes in the front. Come on, guys. Revell, you can do better. Alright. Let's see what this looks like. Let's get rid of that. See what this looks like. Doink, 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 doink. Alright. That looks pretty good. Hey, how did that come apart? Alright, let me put a little bit more on here. Squeeze this sucker together again. And I'm going to take a short break while that's curing. Oh, I know it's not Sunday, but it feels like Sunday. So, about to pop my dinner in the oven. Hadn't decided if I want to do potatoes or have that old San Francisco treat. You know, that rice-a-roonie stuff. So, I don't know. Let's get back to work. Okay, so let's recap. I got my 440 big block ready for paint. I'm going to clean this up a little bit right there. The cool thing about this having an oil transmission pan is it covers a lot of those seams. So obviously you're not going to see that from the top, but it goes together really nice. The timing cover was a little tight. I did have to do a little bit of filing on the bottom of it where it meets the oil pan. And then it's like two little plugs that go in the back of it. It was just so tight. I just filed a lot all around there, and she went right in. So that's done. I got my seats drying. The body is going to have to get some panel line scribing done. They're pretty faint. So I'll get this body all cleaned up and work on that and get the rest of these parts cleaned up. So I'm going to leave this first installment of my 68 Dodge Dart Hemi. Scratch the Hemi 440 for this episode. I'll bring you guys along for the entire build series like I always do. But I wanted to end this one here. Even though I didn't get a lot of work done build-wise, I went a little long-winded. So we'll get that handled. And I want to thank each and every one of you. All the comments, my subscribers, all the new viewers. If you're watching this for the first time, hit the comment, hit me a like, hit me a subscription, and come along, man. So, you know, try to have fun with it and see what happens. Other than that, everybody take it easy, and I'll see you on the next one. Joe's out.